point where the curve y is equal to 2x minus 9 into bracket of x squared plus 5 plus 42 cut the x-axis. So when they say a curve cuts the x-axis, what it means is that, for example, we have y and x-axis. When a curve cuts x-axis, let's say this is a curve, this is x-axis, and this is y-axis. So when a curve cuts x-axis at a point, it means that the value of y at that point, the value of y where the curve cuts x-axis will be equal to 0. I mean, because the value of y at that point, the coordinate of y at that point will be equal to 0. So, and we can actually look for the equivalent value of x at that point. So if y is equal to 0, what is the value of x at that point? That's what they want us to find. Since we're given that y is equals to 2x minus 9 into bracket of x squared plus 5 plus 2, and we said the point where the y, the function which is the y cut x-axis, will be the point where y is equal to 0. So y will equal to 0. So because y is equal to 0 at that point. So in that case, I will have to open this bracket to see what is my actually equation. So express it. So 2x here times this. So it's going to give me 2x cubed. Then 2x times 5 give me plus 10x minus 9 times x squared, that's minus 9x squared. Minus 9 plus this, that's minus 45 plus 42 that was there before is equals to 0. Alright, with this I need to rearrange the equation in order of degree of x. So that means the highest degree of x here, I can say is what is 2x raised to the power of 3, then followed by the next, which is minus x squared. Then I have 4, that's plus 10x. Then minus 45 plus 42 give me minus 3. Everything will be equal to 0. Alright, in this order, since this equation is a cubic algebraic equation, so since a cubic equation, to find the value of x, I have to test for value of x. I will test for value of x. Then to test for value of x here, I made you try and error method. Using try and error method, let's, for example, we test for example, let's x is equals to 1. Let's say plus or minus 1. So let's test for 1 and see whether it's going to give us 0. If we test for 1 or minus 1, if we equate, if substitute it here and give us 0, it means that what? That value that we test for, the number that we test for, is a factor. So we write it in, so let's test for when x is equals to 1. So that means here I can put 2 into minus 1. Let's say cube minus 9 into minus 1 square plus 10 into minus 1 minus 3. So let's see whether it will give us 0. This one and this will give me minus 1. This the power here is an odd number, so I have minus 1 and that's minus 2. Here will give me minus 9, because minus 1 square will give me positive number and that's, so then minus 10 2, then minus 3, which is not equal to 0. Alright, then we have to test for another one. So let's test for s is equals to 1. So we've tested for s is equals to minus 1 here. So we want to test for s is equals to 1 in this same equation. So 2 into 1 raised to the power of 3 minus 9 into 1 square plus 10 into 1 minus 3. Can it give us 0? So let's see. This one give me 2. This one give me minus 9 plus 10 minus 3. This is 2 plus 10. That's 12. Minus 9 minus 3. That's minus 12. So this one give me 0. So since this one has given me 0, it means that if x is equal to 1 give me 0, it means x minus 1 is a factor. It's a factor of 2x raised to power 3 minus 9x squared plus 10x minus 3. So if this is a factor, so I have to, using long division method, I can find, using long division method, I can find I can use that factor to divide by putting this inside, raised to power 3 minus 9x squared plus 10x minus 3, where I use the factor x minus 1 to divide. So see what is, if this x divide 2x raised to power 3, I'm left with 2x squared. Then use these 2x to multiply this and tell me what the answer will be. This one and this one, I have 2x raised to power 3, 2x squared, and this one I have minus 2x squared. So if I subtract, remember I have to subtract this one from this. This one will cancel, give me 0. Then minus 9x squared minus this, that's minus 9x squared, minus times minus will give me plus, minus 9x squared plus this plus 2x squared. So it will give me minus 7x squared left under this one. Then take this one down, that's plus 10x minus 3. Alright, so of this one has to come down because it's already doing subtracting from this. Then I will do the same thing again. Since how many times x divide this one, left with minus 7x. Minus 7x times this, I have minus 7x squared. Minus 7x times minus 1, this will give me plus 7x. Alright, if I subtract again, remember I have to subtract minus 7x, minus times minus, that will become plus, minus 7x plus 7x squared. This will give me 0. Plus 10x minus plus 7, that's plus 10x minus times plus, that's minus, plus 10x minus 7x will give me 3x, that's minus 3. Alright, I will do the last division. How many times x can go in 3x here? That's I have here. So we have it that can divide by 3. 3 times x, so give me 3x. 3 times minus x, I have minus 3. So that at the end of the day, I have 0, 0 when you subtract this. So with this, we have that, we have this, I have this x minus 1. Then what I have here is 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 is equals to, everything is equal to 0. So this one is a factor. So with this is a quadratic equation, and quadratic equation, it is easy to solve. So what I will do here in quadratic equation is to look for two value of x. So let's multiply this one in that is factorizable. If I multiply the first and the last term, we have 6x squared. Look for the two value of 6x squared, that the sum will give this. So I have minus 6x minus x, minus 6x minus x, the sum will give me minus 7x, but the product will give me this value, which is minus times minus, which is a plus 6x. So in lieu of this second term here, I will substitute these two values to replace the second term. So in that case, the equation becomes 2x squared. Instead of this minus 7x, I will replace these two values. So I have minus 6x minus x plus 3. Now remember, it's equals to 0. So if I put it in pair, so let's pair it, then factorize the function. 2x is common here, into x minus 3 minus 1 into s minus 3 is equals to 0. If nothing common, 1 is always common. If nothing common, if you look at two values, there's nothing common, 1 is always common. So you factorize that one out. So since this is x minus 3 is common, then I will left with 2x here minus 1 is equals to 0. So what we are to look for is to, at the top here, from the equation, we're to find s coordinate of the point where the value, so then we have to find the solve, we have to solve for x. So remember, the whole equation now combined together, which is, we turn to x minus 1, x minus 3, 2x minus 1, everything will be equal to 0. So it's actually, I factorized the equation to this. Now with this, it's either this equals to 0, or this equals to 0, or this equals to 0. So either s minus 1 equals to 0, or x minus 3 equals to 0, or 2x minus 1 equals to 0. So that x will be equals to 1. If this cross to the other side, s is equals to 3, or x is equals to, take this minus 1 to the other side, that's 1 over 2, and divide. So these are the two values of x that will make the equation equals to 0. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned to the next video on this. God bless.